You weren't born feeling like you weren't good enough. That was taught to you. It wasn't just something you knew, it was something you learned. And the way you feel about yourself now, the insecurity, the self-doubt, that little voice in your head that's like, you're not good enough and like, you're not lovable, it comes from pain. The way you see yourself now came from the environment you grew up in. So it's not your personality. It's not who you really are. It's not your soul. It's just what you went through and how no one helped you make sense of it. And no one ever explained that to me. They just said, oh, you just need to be more confident. You just need to love yourself. But no one explained why it was so hard to do those things. I mean, if it were easy, wouldn't we all be confident? Wouldn't we all walk around just loving ourselves with our head held high? You know what I mean? And I think the hardest part is that it's not that you feel unloved. It's that you feel unlovable. And there's such a big difference between the two. Feeling unloved is temporary. Oh, I went to a party and no one really saw me, no one talked to me, I felt unloved. But then you come back home and you kind of forget about it, right? But when you feel unlovable, it's a belief that's set in you. Feeling unloved becomes this belief about who you are. And that belief didn't just come out of nowhere. You didn't just wake up one day feeling like that. It built slowly as you grew up through emotional experiences that you didn't understand and no one helped you understand. For me, it started with silence, not just the absence of praise. You're amazing. I love you. I'm so proud of you. You can do amazing things in this world. But also the absence of warmth. My stepmom never said anything nice to me. She never encouraged me. She never validated me. She'd talk to everyone else nicely, but not to me. She'd smile in public, but then at home she was just so cold. And that coldness shaped me. My dad, unfortunately, was at work a lot of the times, and he went through his own emotional up and downs growing up. So he didn't really know how to raise a daughter. And as a kid, I think one of the parts that hurt the most is that I lost my mom when I was very young. So I didn't have memory of her. And I assumed by the time my dad remarried my stepmom that my stepmom was my real mom. So I just accepted how she treated me. And even though my dad showed me love, he didn't give me the love I needed as a small kid. Not in the way that makes you feel seen and safe. So I basically grew up in this environment where no one really saw me. No one really acknowledged me. And even though obviously as a kid I didn't understand what was going on, my body picked it up. My body started believing those things. And that's how it happens. We don't build confidence when we're alone in a room. We build it because of our environment, because of people around us. We absorb it from everyone around us. Our family, our friends, people at school, our teachers, and all of that turns into how we see ourselves. So if you were ignored, criticized, made to feel like you weren't good enough, or you were only acknowledged when you did something bad, you could be the most perfect child, do all these amazing things, and no one notices them, and then you do one bad thing. And your family or your parents or your siblings or whoever are like, that one bad thing you did, that was bad. And it's like, did you not notice all the amazing things I did? Did you not see my Lego castle that I built, or this painting that I made, or how I picked up my toys without being told? But it's like, no, none of that is acknowledged. You only get seen when you make mistakes. So your brain learns, I have to be perfect to be loved. Or maybe even, if I just stay small and unnoticeable, then people will like me. I remember getting good grades as a kid. I was a pretty smart kid, but no one noticed. No one acknowledged it. I didn't have that type of environment where I can go home with my little piece of paper. I remember, back in the day, you would get stars, like little stickers. So when you get a perfect mark, the teacher would give you a little sticker. I would get stickers all the time, and I would show them. My dad would be too busy. He would say small things. So I don't want to say he didn't acknowledge me at all when I did good things like this, but it was kind of like, oh, nice. But that's it. And then obviously my mom, I didn't even bother showing her because I already knew she wasn't going to see. Yeah, she just said things. Yeah, I just didn't go to her. I learned after a while that there's no point looking for love from people who don't give it. At least as a kid. When I grew up to be an adult, obviously I would expect love. And even when I didn't get it, I would just beg for it and be like, please love me. You're treating me like crap, but like, please. It's kind of sad to think about. But anyways, so yeah, I would get good marks, wouldn't get the acknowledgement that I needed as a kid. But when I got a bad mark, that's when I got a lot of attention. And also, I used to be a huge artist. I am a very creative person. So every time at school, I would bring home paintings, so many paintings, and they were never hung up on the fridge. They were never acknowledged. No one ever said, wow, look at this. Like, you're so young and you're creating, like, because I was good. I was like, what's that, Bob, the fluffy haired guy? Oh gosh, I forgot his name. But anyways, I used to watch his shows all the time. And my paintings were like pretty decent, especially for a young kid. But yeah, no one hung them up. So guess what? I remember specifically, I would hang them in my own bedroom. I would take string, put it from wall to wall, and I would take a piece of tape and hang them. So every time I would bring home a new painting, I would hang them. And at one point, my like bedroom wall was full of all my paintings. And looking back, I was like, wow, good for me. I was a really resilient kid. Me not being acknowledged, me not being loved the way I needed, I didn't feel sad about it because as a kid, you just accept what you get. I just assumed, oh, I just have a mom that doesn't love me, like, whatever. My dad's always working, whatever. I'm still gonna hang my own paintings. So yeah, now that I think back, I'm actually very proud of myself for what I got through. Sorry, with these longer videos, I kind of keep going off and talking. But, so anyways, I believed that you're not noticed unless something's wrong with you. So growing up, I was very reserved, I was very shy, I was very quiet because I didn't want to be noticed. And I know some kids rebel to get attention and some stay quiet. I did both. I stayed quiet, but then I would really want attention. I became a people pleaser because I didn't get the love I needed growing up. So I craved it when I was older and I was willing to be treated like crap by my own friends, by my own family. And I was okay with it because I was like, okay, as long as you love me. That's pretty sad. Because I just wanted someone to see me. And when that's your emotional blueprint, you become a people pleaser. Because the only time you feel seen is when you're doing something for someone else. And that belief stuck with me, that I wasn't enough on my own, that I had to try harder, that love had to be earned. So even now, when I do so many things in my day, I will be so hard on myself. I will say, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. What's wrong with me? I should be doing more. Why am I so stupid? But that voice wasn't something I was born with. It was planted in me by what I went through, by how I was treated, by the pain that never was explained to me. And now that I see that, I can't unsee it. Because what if who I think I am is just who I was in order to survive? What if the version of me that's always being fake just so other people can like me isn't me at all? When I'm hard on myself, when I call myself stupid, what if that's not me at all? What if that's just the identity that I built in response to my pain growing up? And once you realize that, so many things in your life change because it means you're not broken. You are just trying to protect yourself from pain. And the good news is, if that's something that you learned, it means you can unlearn it too. So here's the truth that I don't ever want to forget. And it's the reason I'm making this video so other people don't forget. The way you feel about yourself doesn't mean it's true. It's just proof that no one helped you carry the pain that shaped you. So you started believing that pain was you. But you are not that pain. And now that you can see it, you can choose differently. Because we weren't born hating ourselves. We were just made to feel like we had to become someone else in order to be loved. And now we get to become ourselves. And that's what becoming is. It's not becoming a brand new person. It's not about finding yourself and yourself being this brand new person. It's just unlearning who you thought you had to be. It's unlearning who you thought you had to be because of the pain. And I'm just glad that we get to do this together, because I am definitely becoming. Oh God, this sounds kind of cringy. Okay. I'm not used to long form videos. I'm trying to end it in a good way, but it came off a bit cringy, but I hope it all still made sense and it helped someone, because it definitely helped me, which is why I'm sharing it. So yeah. I guess I'll see you in the next one, but that's cringy too. So anyways, I'm just glad we're doing all this together. And I just realized I wasn't looking at the camera the whole time. So next time, I'll be better.